RicoKnows here. People asked me to speak on Dan Campbell and can we blame him for what went wrong yesterday? Obviously, head coach of the Detroit Lions, yes, we can blame you for why the Detroit Lions lost. I'm looking at receivers dropping passes. Shout out to Reynolds. I'm looking at running backs fumbling the ball. Shout out to Gibbs. But there's one thing that cannot be ignored, and that is your head coach is supposed to make those pivotal decisions in those pivotal moments. And he definitely didn't do that. And he did. He made the wrong decision. He made the wrong choice. And we're Monday morning quarterbacks. Hindsight's 20/20. We can sit back and question it all we want. But the reality of the situation is you did what you usually do, right? That's what a lot of Detroit Lions fans are saying today. Rico, he had to do that. That's how we got there. We live and die by the sword. All these little cliches that you say, I got news for you. You didn't have to do it. You don't have to knowingly make a mistake and lose and fail. There's always these rules. There's these crazy rules out there. Things that you don't even need to apply logic to. Like, they just exist. If you're in baseball and the bases are loaded and the count is 3-0, you do not swing at the next pitch. Why? Because you just wait for it to be a walk. The rules are you don't swing at the next pitch. But he's always swung at the next pitch. It doesn't matter. You don't do it right now. You just sit back. There are times you need to kick field goals, take points, and not go for it on fourth down. Yes, Dan Campbell did an amazing job building resiliency and confidence within his locker room, within those players. For the last 2 years, he's been doing that. And what you're supposed to do is go for it on fourth down in the regular season. When the games aren't, they don't decide the outcome of your season. You have the opportunity to do those things. You can run a fake punt at that point. You can do trick plays, halfback passes, flea flickers, whatever it is. But what you can't do in the biggest moments is choose the wrong decision. Now, shout out to Dan Campbell. He has built an amazing winning culture within that locker room, and he's lucky he did that. Because if he had not done that, what he did yesterday would be a fireable offense. Now everybody's freaking out on me. Rico, you think he should be fired? He did so amazing. No, I don't think he should be fired. Quite the contrary. If you don't understand what I'm saying, word problems are probably kicking your ass. Let me explain it a little better here. Thank goodness he has a good track record. Thank goodness he has control of that locker room and the belief of his players. Because if he didn't, that would have broke that team in half. This loss would have ended his entire tenure. But he has a good track record. He has everything going right. So congratulations to him. I still blame him for the loss. I still think it's not necessary to take those risks. You don't show up to the big game and make the wrong decision. You didn't have to do it. You could have made the right decision, and no one would have faulted you for it. Game plans change from week to week. Your tendencies, your mindset, your philosophy can adjust accordingly given the ramifications of that significant event. I use this example on TikTok. I'm going to use it here now. I wake up every single morning and I brush my teeth. First thing I do. There's no change to my battle rhythm. I wake up, I go brush my teeth. It's what I do. But if the house was on fire, I would not be going to brush my teeth. Because circumstances dictate that I change my battle rhythm. Circumstances dictate that I change my actions. Much the same for Dan Campbell. The circumstances were you kick the points, you kick the field goals, you take the points, you make the right decision on behalf of your entire locker room. And instead, we're going to have an entire offseason where these players are going to have to advocate for their coach in the media and say he's amazing and they believe in him because now they need to build his confidence back up and build his resiliency as a head coach because the truth is, he was in a game he'd never been in. He was in a position he'd never seen, and he didn't react appropriately during the sounds of battle, right? I'm a senior leader in the Army. I'm a first sergeant. I can remember the first time, I retired first sergeant, I apologize, but I can remember the first time we deployed and rounds start flying over our head, and you hear that little zipping of the bullets going over. And it's at night and you see a tracer every now and then. And you start to realize when you look to your left and right who's built for this and who's not. I think we're realizing right now who's built for motivating a locker room, who's built for getting to that echelon, and then who's not. And there's that extra part where we have to talk about decision making, applying logic, maybe analytics if you want to go there. But you can't be Coach O of the NFL. Shout out to Ed Ogeron. You cannot be a meathead when you're relied upon to make intelligent decisions. Dan Campbell has the capacity to make an intelligent decision, but when given the moment, that dude chewed crayons and chose the wrong decision. I'm RicoKnows. That's my take on this. I'll hit you back later, y'all. Peace.